The following is a feature presentation of SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network.
Los Angeles, California. Beautiful SoCal. One of the big places you gotta go to if you want to make it big, or if you have made it big. And when it comes to football, there are two teams that live here, but we're going to be focusing on one in another new stop for us here at SVGN. We've never been to SoFi Stadium, but we are today, as we're going to see the Los Angeles Chargers host an NFC opponent in the form of the New Orleans Saints. Welcome, everybody, to our Week 8 Game of the Week here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. Hello, everybody. I'm your host and commentator, Joe. SoFi Stadium, one of the two newest stadiums in the NFL. The other new stadium that opened the same year was Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, home of the Raiders. But SoFi Stadium, like we said, home to both the Chargers and Rams, two teams that have had a mixed reception when it came to how they've been treated since they got here. The Chargers, not really been getting a positive reception. The Rams have gotten plenty of positive attention when they're doing well. The Chargers, though, it has not been good for them since they came up to LA. But things have been different this year. They're leading the AFC West ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs. They're doing very well for themselves, and they're hoping that this year might be their year, or at the very least, might be a year they can actually do something big. But they have to get through the New Orleans Saints, a team that has struggled since the retirement of Drew Brees and since Sean Payton left. He coaches the Broncos now, but he actually lost to this team last week. Meanwhile, the Chargers last week they don't want to talk about what happened with the game against the Cardinals. They want to focus on what's ahead. Both of these teams with only 2 losses atop their division, but they've got a team right behind them nipping at their heels. And if they can win this, they might be able to be on track to get to the playoffs. But we're going to have to see how the rest of the season goes. For now, let's take a look at how both these teams are doing in their division. Let's start with the NFC South. The Saints currently atop that division. They are at 4-2. Right behind them are the Falcons at 3-3. Carolina at 2-4, and Tampa Bay at 1-5. Although, interestingly enough, Atlanta and Tampa Bay play each other this week, so it could be interesting seeing how things go there. Meanwhile, over on the AFC West side of things, Chargers, like we said, sitting atop the AFC West at 3-2. The Chiefs are right behind them at 2-3, and then back there could still be a potential threat, but I don't think the Chargers are too worried about them right now, are the Raiders and Broncos. And some important news for the Chargers fans that are listening to this. Darius Davis will be returning. He will be doing kick returns and punt returns for the Chargers. Which one of these teams is going to come out of here with a victory? That remains to be seen. For now, we're going to take you down to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, a suburb just outside of LA. And here we are, Los Angeles, or rather Inglewood, California. The Saints call heads, and it is indeed heads. They will elect to return. And that will be Cameron Dicker, the kicker, to kick it off. And it will be Rashid Shaheed back to return for the Saints. He's going to take this from about a yard deep in his own end zone. And he's going to break a tackle and get taken out around the 13. Let's take a look at that New Orleans Saints offense. Derek Carr, a lot of familiarity with the Chargers because he used to play for the Raiders. He's the starting quarterback in his 11th year out of Fresno State, the same school that his brother, David Carr, the first overall pick ever for the Houston Texans, he went to that school as well. Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara are the running backs for the Saints, a 2-running back system. Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed are the wide receivers starting for New Orleans, and they've got Jawan Johnson to add to their weapons as the tight end. Eric McCoy, Nick Saldiveri, Cesar Ruiz, Talise Fuaga, and Trevor Penning are your offensive linemen for the Saints. Waga is a rookie out of Oregon State. Dennis Allen in his third year as head coach for the Saints. And the offensive coordinator is Clint Kubiak. 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Carr dropping back. Gonna try and throw this one. It's deflected. Incomplete. And let's take a look at the Chargers defense that just deflected that pass. Morgan Fox, Atito Ogbania, and Puna Ford are your defensive linemen. Khalil Mack, Jasir Taylor, Denzel Perryman, and Joey Bosa are the linebackers. Christian Fulton and Asante Samuel Jr. are on the corners. And for the safeties, you have Alohi Gilman and Derwin James. Jesse Minter, the first-year defensive coordinator for the Chargers. And the special teams coordinator in his third year is Ryan Ficken. 2nd and 10 for the Saints. Dropping back, defense tries to break through. Carr making a scramble, gets it off in time for Rashid Shaheed, and he's going to get this one to about the 37-38 or so. 1st and 10 Saints. Carr dropping back. Defense tries to get to him. He's going to throw it out of bounds just in time to avoid a potential sack. So we'll go 2nd and 10. Man in motion. Carr in shotgun formation. Going to try and throw over the middle for Alvin Kamara. Incomplete. Nearly picked off. 3rd and 10. Man in motion. Multiple men in motion. Carr dropping back. Throwing this one to Taysom Hill. Hill's got the first down and more. Like a slight check down there. I thought that was a screen pass at first. 1st and 10 for the Saints in Chargers territory. Almost a misspeak there. Carr going to run forward. Taysom Hill not prepared. So incomplete. 2nd and 10. Carr dropping back. Defense tries to break through. Throw for Kamara. He's got it. And he's just outside the red zone. 1st and 10 Saints. Carr dropping back. Gonna try and run forward with it. Puna Ford. I think that's his first sack of the season, and it's a loss of 8. So toss for Kamara, and he's gonna run along the far sideline. Barely gets back to where the set of downs started. So 3rd and 11. Carr dropping back. Throwing this one to his right for Alvin Kamara. Incomplete. He was in the end zone there. And they're going to bring out Blake Grupe to kick the field goal. This will be a 39-yarder. Grupe's kick on the way. And it's good. So the Saints take a 3-0 lead to start this game. Darius Davis, returning from injury. He will be kicking this back from about a half yard into his own end zone. And he's up to the 20. Zooming around. Down to about the 27. And let's take a look at that Chargers starting offense. Justin Herbert, when he entered into this league after replacing Tyrod Taylor in his rookie season, a lot of people weren't sure, but he's proven himself to be a pretty good quarterback for the Chargers, the Oregon Duck. He's got J.K. Dobbins lining up as running back right behind him. Ladd McConkey, the rookie wide receiver out of Georgia, will have Josh Palmer and DJ Chark to help him out. Hayden Hurst, the tight end for the Chargers. He's lining up on the line alongside Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson, Trey Pipkins, Rashawn Slater, and rookie Joe Alt, the first round pick from the Chargers out of Notre Dame. The head coach of the Chargers, he's back. It's Jim Harbaugh, coming back here after coaching Michigan for a few years. And Greg Roman is the offensive coordinator that he has picked to help him out. 1st and 10 for LA. Herbert going to toss this one to Dobbins. Dobbins running along the far side, avoiding potential tackles, still on his feet, and down at about the 46 of the Chargers. 1st and 10. Herbert going to toss it to Dobbins yet again, who's still running along the far sideline. He's keep on going. He's at the sideline, and he's down at about the Saints 35. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Herbert dropping back. Gonna throw to his left for the Ladd McConkey. And he's got the first down in the red zone. This Chargers offense is going quick. And off to Dobbins. And he's running up the middle, breaking the potential tackle and gets to about the 10. let's take a look at this New Orleans Saints defense while we got a chance. Chase Young, Nathan Shepard, and Kalen Saunders are the defensive linemen for the Saints. Pete Werner, Demario Davis, Willie Gay, and Cameron Jordan are the linebackers. Marshawn Lattimore and Paulson Adebo, the corners for the Saints. And for the safeties, you have Tyrann Mathieu, a former LSU Tiger, and Jordan Howden. Joe Woods is the second-year defensive coordinator for the Saints, and the special teams coordinator is Darren Rizzi. 2nd and 4 for the Chargers. And off to Dobbins, who tries to run it up the gut. Only gained about 1 on that one, so 3rd and 3. Herbert going to hand this one off to Dobbins yet again, taken down behind the line. And so they're going to go for their field goal via Dicker the kicker. This will be a 28-yard attempt. Chip shot field goal is good. And this game is tied at 3. Shaheed will be back to return this one. He's going to take it from about the 1.5. And he'll get up to about the 20 and taken down at about the 22. So 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Carr dropping back. Gonna try and throw to his left for Chris Olave. Olave's got it. He's into Chargers territory and more as he's taken down at about the 36. So 1st and 10, New Orleans. Toss for Kamara. Kamara running along the near side, and he'll get about 7 on that one. Men in motion. Carr dropping back. Waiting patiently. Alvin Kamara going to get this one. He's going to run it up the middle on the throw there. So it'll be 1st and goal at about the 10. Carr dropping back. Waiting patiently. Going to run forward. Avoids lineman. Tries for a screen pass for Kamara. And he's going to get it. Loss of 4 on that one. Carr dropping back. And he's got it to Taysom Hill. But he only gained about 6 on that one. So 3rd and 8. Carr dropping back. Waiting patiently. Throwing for Johnson in the end zone. Incomplete. Overshot him a little bit. So they'll go for another Blake Grupe field goal at the end of the 1st quarter here. Grupe's kick on the way. And it's good. So the Chargers defense at least able to hold the Saints to a field goal. Davis will take this back from about the half-yard line, and he'll get up to about the 10 to the 11. And that's where we're going to end the 1st quarter. 6-3 Saints. Men in motion for the Chargers. Herbert dropping back. Going to throw to his right for Dobbins. Dobbins avoids a potential tackle, still on his feet. And he's taken down to about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, LA. Men in motion. Herbert going to hand this one off to Dobbins. Does not get too far. 2nd and 8. Herbert tosses to Dobbins yet again. Dobbins going to run along the near side. He's at the sideline, and he's down at the 1st down marker. No need to measure it this time. 1st and 10. And off by Herbert to Dobbins. He's taken down behind the line for the loss of 2. Herbert going to hand this one off to Dobbins yet again. And once again taken down behind the line. 3rd and 13. Herbert dropping back. Gets it off in time. To the left. Out of bounds. Couldn't tell who that was intended for. But they will punt the ball. And that's J.K. Scott who punts it. Rashid Shaheed going to take this from about the 5. And he'll get up to about the 15. 1st and 10 for New Orleans. And they've got a slight lead. Shotgun formation for Carr. Defense breaking through. Denzel Perryman with the sack. So it'll be 2nd and 20 following the 10-yard loss. Carr in his own end zone. Gonna get this one off for Juwan Johnson. He dives for it, and he's got the 1st down up to about the 39. Great diving catch there by Juwan Johnson. Carr dropping back. Gonna throw for somebody, but it's deflected. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation, man in motion to the left of Carr. Gonna throw to his right for Olave. He's got this one into Chargers territory for the first down. So 1st and 10 at about the 48. Carr dropping back. Looking. Gonna throw to his left. Chris Olave's the only one in the end zone here. Touchdown! Who dat? It's the Saints. And Chris Olave with a big touchdown catch here from Derek Carr. A 48-yarder. And kick on the way. It's good. So Davis will be back to return here. Can the Chargers answer? Davis going to run along the near side. Gets to about the 27. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Men in motion. Herbert looking. Throwing, it's blocked. Incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Men in motion. Herbert handing this one off to Dobbins. And he gets to about the 30 for a gain of 3. 4 minutes to go in the half. Herbert dropping back. Waiting patiently. Looking. Gonna throw over the middle for Ladd McConkey, but it's incomplete. So the Bolts gonna do another punt here from J.K. Scott. And Rashid Shaheed gonna take this one back from about the 1-yard line. And he will break a tackle at the 7. Keep on going. Take him down at about the 18. 1st and 10 for the Saints with 3 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Men in motion. Carr, gotta get it off quick. Throwing over the middle, incomplete. Rashid Shaheed seemed to be the only one in the area, but there was a sea of powder blue jerseys. Toss for Alvin Kamara. And he's running along the far sideline. And he's not going to get the first down. So 3rd and 1. Carr tosses this for Kamara yet again. Running along the near sideline now. And he's going to get to about the 35 before he's stopped. But that's enough for the first down. 1st and 10. Carr dropping back. Gonna throw to his left for Olave yet again, but he can't come up with a dough for it, but couldn't quite reach it. 2nd and 10. Carr dropping back. Got plenty of time. Offensive line helping him out. Throw for Olave incomplete. Could have been picked off. There was a white helmet in the area. Carr in shotgun formation. Gonna run with it himself. No! Khalil Mack with the sack. And the Saints will now punt the ball. It's former Raider on former Raider to play there. And that is Hayball, the punter. And Darius Davis going to get this one up to about the 38. Matthew Hayball, the rookie punter there out of Vanderbilt for the Saints. How well has Vanderbilt been doing this season? And off to J.K. Dobbins. Only gains about 3. And they're going to call their first timeout with less than a minute to go. 2nd and 7. Herbert dropping back. Defense breaking through. He's going to get it off in time for DJ Chark, but it's incomplete. A couple of gold helmets near there. 3rd and 7. Herbert in shotgun formation. Going to try and throw this over the middle. Ladd McConkey dives for it, but can't quite get it. So now the Chargers will punt. Saints might have one last chance before halftime. Rashid Shaheed will be back to return. And it's going to be in the end zone for a touchback. So, time for one more play before we get to halftime. Carr in shotgun formation, a man in motion. Going to try and run forward with it. Going to get wrapped up. And he's going to get taken down. Jazir Taylor going to be credited with the sack there. That will do it for the first half of play. The Saints with a tenuous 10-point lead over the Chargers. And the Saints will be kicking it to start the second half. Next week, it's a spooky, scary Halloween edition of SVGN's Game of the Week as the Detroit Lions, led by Jared Goff, undefeated so far, but they've got an opponent who has a habit of ruining their day. Their division rivals in Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. That's all coming up for you next week in our Week 9 spooktacular game of the week here on SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network. Alrighty, we returned, and Davis will be back to return for the Chargers. He's going to take this one from about the 7-yard line. Gets up to the 25, up to the 30. Pretty good return there. 1st and 10, LA. Men in motion. Herbert gonna throw this one to his right for Palmer. Leaping grab. Can he? Could he? Will he? That is a statement first play from the Bolts and the Chargers. First play from scrimmage in the second half, and it's a touchdown pass. A real bomb there, a 70-yarder. And Dicker's kick goes through, so now it's a 3-point game. Amazing work there from Herbert and Palmer. And Shaheed going to take this one from about the 3. It's up to the 15. He's at the 20. At the 25, 30. He's at the 35. And he fumbles the ball! And it's in the hands of the Chargers. Khalil Mack going to take this one back to the 22 of the Saints. And it's 1st and 10 LA in fantastic field position. Herbert throwing over the middle for Ladd McConkey. And he's only going to get about 7. A rare fumble by Shaheed there. Helps the Chargers out as they're in the red zone. Throw for Palmer in the end zone, but he can't quite get a hand on it. 3rd and 3. Men in motion for LA. Herbert going to run forward with it. Going to avoid a potential sack for Palmer. Touchdown, Bolts! The Chargers now take the lead for the first time today. And Dicker's kick on the way is good. And the Chargers have a 4-point lead in this one. Shaheed back to return from the 3. And he'll get to about the 12. He's still going, though. He's at the 20, 25, taken down at about the 27. So 1st and 10 for the Saints. Carr in shotgun formation, takes a step back. Throws to his left for Taysom Hill, who can't quite get his hands on it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Carr going to toss this one for Alvin Kamara, and he's going to be 5 yards back. So 3rd and 15 for the Saints. Carr dropping back. Waiting patiently, all kinds of time. Throw to his left for Chris Olave. Olave going to get the first down. And he's down at about the 48. So 1st and 10 for the Saints. Carr in shotgun formation. Takes a step back, but the defense breaks through. Denzel Perryman with his 2nd sack of the day on the Saints. 2nd and 19. Hand off to Taysom Hill. And he's going to run along the far sideline. It's to the 3rd and 14. Carr in shotgun formation. Stepping back. Looking. Throws to his right for Kamara. Incomplete. So 4th down, they're going to punt the ball. Matthew Hayball with the punt. Darius Davis going to take this one from about the 7-yard line. And he'll get to about the 20. Now, the Chargers moving to LA was considered a very controversial move by Dean Spanos as they hand off to Dobbins, who loses 3. A lot of fans weren't happy around the NFL. And there's even been reports they might be forced to move back to San Diego. A throw for Josh Palmer here, and he's going to get the first down. They keep performing like this, though. They might be able to stay. Herbert in shotgun. And the throw for Chark. Chark along the left side of Herbert, and he's going to get this one into the red zone. Amazing play there. Nice deep bomb by Herbert, who's been an amazing player for the Chargers since he got drafted. A toss for J.K. Dobbins running along the far side. And he's going to get it into goal-to-go territory for the Chargers. 1st and goal on the 4. Herbert hands this one off to Dobbins, who runs it in for the touchdown. And that's yet another touchdown for the Chargers. Their 3rd of this quarter. After not scoring a single touchdown in the first half. And kick on the way is good. And so it's an 11-point lead for the Chargers. Shaheed going to take this one back from the 6. And he's going to get taken down at about the 15. 1st and 10 for the Saints. They need to score and score quickly. Defense breaking through. Throw to the right. Looked like that was going out of bounds regardless. Alvin Kamara was the only one in the vicinity. And shotgun formation for Carr as he throws over the middle. Incomplete. Again, Kamara the only one in the vicinity. So 3rd and 10. Carr. Offensive line helping him out here. Rashid Shaheed going to get this one. And he's going to get into Chargers territory. Fighting for yardage if he can help it. He can't. He's taken down but in Chargers territory. So this might help them out. 1st and 10 from about the 44. And a toss for Shaheed. They're going to measure it. I don't think he got it. And he did not. He's short by a few inches. 2nd and inches for the Saints. 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Toss for Kamara. And he's taken down behind the line. And that will do it for the 3rd quarter. 21 unanswered points for the Chargers. Carr dropping back. Going to his right for Johnson. Incomplete. So they will elect to go with the Blake Grupe field goal to make this an 8-point game. This will be a 56-yarder kick on the way for Grupe. And it's through. 24-6. 24-16. I don't know why I said 6. Davis back to return this one from the 8. And he'll get taken down about the 26. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Herbert going to try and run forward. Running into a lineman. Still going. Gets through. And he's going to take it himself. He's got the 1st down. Looked like he would have been in trouble. He's into Saints territory. And he's down at about the 40 of New Orleans. 1st and 10. Herbert dropping back. Going to get this one off for Dobbins. Not too far for Dobbins to go. A gain of 5 on that one. 2nd down. Herbert looking. Gonna try and throw this one over the middle for Ladd McConkey, and he's got it. And it's gonna be 1st and goal on the 10. Man in motion. Herbert tosses this one for Dobbins. He's got nothing but daylight ahead of him. And he's in! Touchdown Chargers! Saints go for a field goal. Chargers get the touchdown. And if they can get this one through, Dicker's kick on the way, and it's a 15-point lead for LA. And Rashid Shaheed gonna have to try something for the Saints. He's gonna get it up to the 15 and taken down about the 17. And that's where this drive will start for New Orleans. Carr dropping back. Gonna throw this one to his left for Olave. He's got the 1st down. They need more plays like that. 1st and 10 yet again. Carr dropping back. Gets this one off in time, nearly deflected. But he throws it out of bounds. Looks like he didn't like how anything looked. So 2nd and 10. Carr going to hand this one off to Kamara, who's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 for the Saints. Carr dropping back. Going to try and run forward with it, and he's going to get taken down. Denzel Perryman with the sack. So 4th and 14. Carr in shotgun formation. They got to go for it if they want to score points. And he's going to get wrapped up, and he fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by Jazir Taylor. And this game might just be over, barring a miracle from the Saints. And I don't mean the ones up in heaven. Dobbins going to run along the far sideline, and he is not going to be stopped here. Touchdown Chargers. And LA putting on a show as they rout the Saints today. And the kick on the way, and it's good. A 22-point lead for the Chargers. Kamara going to be back to return this from about the 1-yard line. He's going to get to the 15, to the 20. Still on his feet, taken down at about the 22. So 1st and 10, that's where the drive will start. Carr gonna toss this one to Kamara, running along the far side, still on his feet, and he's got the first down, I think. And they measured it. He did. 1st and 10 for the Saints yet again on their own 33. Carr dropping back, and defense trying to break through, gets it off in time, but incomplete. Taking a look at the Saints' remaining schedule, they go to Carolina, and then they've got 2 home games against the Falcons and Browns before they have a bye week. As this throw over the middle is caught by Shaheed. And the Saints will call their first timeout. With 2:42 to go in the game, this one will be from the 41, handoff to Kamara, or toss to Kamara actually. And he'll get a loss of yardage on that one. 4th and 5, they have to go for it. They got it at the front. They didn't get it last time, but they get it this time. Kamara going to get the catch, and he's going to fumble the ball, and it's bouncing around into the hands of Joey Bosa, who gets to the 41. So that'll be where the Chargers drive starts. With less than 2 minutes to go, Herbert dropping back. Going to throw for Lad McConkey, incomplete. Chargers remaining schedule, at least for the next 4 weeks. They're at Cleveland before they have the Titans, Bengals, and Ravens all at home. A pass over the middle for Chark, or more like to the left, but close to the middle. Gets a first down for them as the Saints call their second timeout. 1st and 10 for LA, handoff to Dobbins. And he loses 2 yards on that one, but the Saints will call their final timeout with 1:20 to go. Herbert going to hand this one off to Dobbins. And he's not going to get all that much. Gain of about 4. They're still in Saints territory, and this game is over. Herbert running into a lineman. Kalen Saunders going to try and alleviate some pain by getting a sack on Herbert there. And here's the punt from Scott. And it's into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 for the Saints. 25. Toss to the right for Kamara, and he's going to fight for yardage. But he's short by a yard. 12 seconds to go here in garbage time. Kamara going to get this one running along the far side. Comes back to the middle. Zigging and zagging. But that will do it. The Chargers with a dominant statement victory here. 38-16. They will improve their record to 4-2. The Saints will drop to 4-3. And some very, very interesting games for them both next week. So if we take a look at the standings in the division for these two, with the Chargers' victory, they now improve to 4-2 and have a 1.5 game lead over the Chiefs, depending on how the Chiefs do against the Raiders, who are 1-5 and tied with the Broncos. Meanwhile, the Saints, with their 4-3 record, they are still a half game ahead of the Falcons, so they need to hope that Tampa Bay can beat Atlanta. And of course, Tampa Bay at the bottom of the division at 1-5. Carolina, meanwhile, sitting at 2-4, hoping for a chance to be able to come back and get the lead for the division. And just a reminder to you all that we will have our Tecmo Rewind this weekend, and coming up on Halloween, very special edition of the Game of the Week as the Detroit Lions take on the Green Bay Packers. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying good night, everybody!